He has sent me a message, cold and brief. Words carved like ice, piercing my belief. I don't love you, he wrote, plain and clear. Yet echoes of laughter still haunt my ear. The screen glows dimly, mocking my despair. A heartbeat frozen, gasping for air. Was it a dream or a cruel masquerade? A love I cherished, now cruelly betrayed? I read it again, hoping to misread, seeking a shadow of the love I need. But letters remain, unwavering, stark, leaving me wandering, lost in the dark. The world around me continues to spin. But inside a storm rages within. Every memory we shared turns to ash. Every promise now a ghostly crash. I remember the days when his touch was warm, when every glance was shelter from the storm. Now the warmth has vanished, replaced by frost, and I wander the ruins of what was lost. I scream at the night, but silence replies. The moon witnesses my tear-streaked eyes. I question the stars, the fate of my heart. How two souls so close could drift so apart. And yet in the ache a strange truth gleams. Love sometimes shatters in whispered dreams. He has sent me a message, simple, unkind. Yet from this sorrow strength I will find. The hours stretch long, relentless and gray. I replay his message in every way. Each word a dagger, each pause a scream, drowning me slowly in a restless dream. I touch my phone as if it could speak, hoping for warmth, some comfort to seek. But silence answers with an empty stare, and I feel the weight of this heavy despair. I remember mornings kissed by his smile. The world seemed ours for a little while. Now the same streets feel hollow and cold. The stories we wrote left unfinished, untold. I walk through the city, lost in thought, seeking the love that I once had sought. Faces pass by, blurred and unkind. None can mend the turmoil inside my mind. I try to speak, but my voice feels weak, each syllable trembling, too afraid to speak. Friends offer words, but they fall like rain on a heart soaked deep with invisible pain. He has sent me a message so simple, so cruel, as if love itself were a meaningless rule. I question my worth, my courage, my soul, and wonder how love could exact such a toll. Yet somewhere in the ache, a spark remains, a whisper of hope that still contains the strength to rise when the night is long, to sing again, even after the wrong. For though he has sent me a message so cold, the story of me is not yet fully told. And though I stumble and though I fall, I will find a new dawn beyond this wall. Night drapes its shadows across my room, whispering secrets that echo my gloom. I stare at the ceiling, counting the cracks, tracing the moments that love now lacks. The scent of his cologne still lingers near, a ghost of the man I once held dear. I close my eyes, seeking solace in sleep. But dreams betray me, their promises deep. I see his smile in every passing face, a cruel reminder I cannot erase. Each memory dances like flames in the wind, burning the hope I thought would never rescind. I write him a letter I'll never send, pouring my soul to an absent friend. I loved you, I write, with all of my heart, and now I am left to fall apart. Tears stain the paper, smudging my grief, yet within the sorrow a strange relief. For though he has sent me a message so plain, I am still myself enduring the pain. I wander through rooms that feel empty and bare, breathing the silence, the thick, heavy air. His laughter once filled them, now only remains. Echoes of joy turned into silent chains. The clock ticks on, indifferent and cold, marking the moments my heart cannot hold. I curse the time, I curse the fate, I curse the hands that closed the gate. But deep in my chest, a pulse still beats, a rhythm of life that sorrow defeats. I am not nothing, though he may depart. I am the keeper of my own heart, and so I rise, though broken, though bruised, though love has left me battered and used. He has sent me a message, a cruel decree, yet I am the author of what I will be. The morning comes, reluctant and pale. Its light cannot heal what words assail. I rise from the bed where dreams decay, seeking a reason to face the day. I sip my coffee, bitter and cold, thinking of stories we once told. Each word he wrote feels sharp and unkind, yet I cannot erase him from my mind. I walk along streets he once adored, where laughter lingered and hearts soared. Now the benches are empty, the fountains dry, and I feel the weight of a quiet sigh. The wind carries whispers I cannot trust, filling the air with ashes and dust. I search for solace in faces unknown, but every glance reminds me of being alone. I recall his hands, gentle and warm, the way they could shield me from any storm. Now the touch I crave is only a ghost, a fleeting reminder of what I miss most. Evenings come with a hollow embrace. Stars blink above in their distant grace. I speak to the night, though no one replies, sharing my grief with the infinite skies. I write again, this time on my own, words that I claim as seeds I have sown. I am stronger than your cruel, empty lines. I will rebuild what your leaving undermines. Yet sorrow returns, persistent and near, echoes of love that I still hold dear. I question the meaning, the purpose, the why, as tears trace the path I cannot deny. He has sent me a message, breaking my trust, turning my heart to fragments of dust. But through the pain, a whisper remains. I am more than the sorrow, the heartbreak, the chains. I will stand again, though shaken and torn, a heart reborn from a love forlorn. For messages fade and words may deceive, but my own soul is mine to believe. I wander through rooms filled with shadows of past, haunted by moments I thought would last. His laughter lingers in corners unseen, a phantom of love that might have been. I trace the walls with fingers so light, remembering whispers deep in the night. The promises made, the vows we once spoke, now scattered like leaves in a bitter wind's choke. Each object I touch carries a spark, a reminder of days now cold and dark. The pillow where he rested his head, the cups from which together we fed. I hear his voice in the softest breeze, a cruel echo meant only to tease. Don't love me, it says, though he wrote it plain, and yet in my soul I feel the strain. Anger rises like fire in my chest, a storm that refuses to grant me rest. How could someone love so freely before, and now send a message that shuts the door? I shout at the night, I rage at the moon, I curse the hours that pass too soon. Yet even in fury there's a quiet truth, a spark of wisdom, the voice of my youth. For though he has said he no longer cares, my life remains mine to mend and repair. No message can capture the soul I hold. No words can dictate the story yet told. I close my eyes and breathe in deep, summoning courage from places I keep. The tears fall slowly, cleansing and clear, each droplet a step toward shedding fear. I am not the message, nor the pain it brings. I am the song that the morning sings. Though he has sent me a message so cold, I will rise from this grief, fierce and bold. And in that rise, a seed takes root, a whisper of hope, tender and absolute. I may mourn him, I may grieve still, but my heart beats forward, of its own will. I sit by the window as rain taps the glass, each drop a reflection of love that has passed. The streets are empty, the sky is gray, a mirror of the sorrow I feel today. I recall the mornings bathed in his light, the way his presence made everything right. The laughter we shared, the silent embrace, now vanished like smoke, leaving no trace. I remember the notes he once left behind, tender words that lingered in heart and mind. I love you, they said in ink soft and true, a cruel contrast to the message I now rue. Anger mixes with the ache in my chest, a storm unrelenting, denying me rest. How could love bloom so fiercely, so fast, and crumble to dust like echoes of the past? I wander the memories, fragile and bright, flashes of joy in the dead of night. The dinners, the walks, the whispers of stars, now feel like chains, invisible scars. Yet even in sorrow a voice speaks low, telling me gently it's time to grow. For hearts may break and souls may weep, but in the ashes new dreams creep. I light a candle, small and thin, a symbol of hope rising from within. Though he has sent me a message of pain, I am the master of what I will gain. I take each memory not as a chain, but as a lesson, a gift from the rain. Love once lived and love once gave, and from that love I emerge brave. Tears may fall, yet they cleanse my soul, filling the cracks, making me whole. For though he has declared he does not care, I have my life, my heart, my prayer, and in that prayer a spark ignites, a fire of strength that conquers nights. I am more than a message, more than his words. I am the voice of my own heart heard. The morning breaks, hesitant and shy, painting gold on a sorrowful sky. I breathe it in, the cool, fragile air, and for the first time feel something rare. Not joy, not peace, but a quiet knowing that life continues even when hearts are slowing. He has sent me a message, harsh and clear, yet I am still here standing, sincere. I walk the streets that witnessed our days, each corner a memory, a lingering phrase. The cafe where laughter once filled the space now serves as a classroom of loss and grace. I pass the fountain where we threw our dreams, now shimmering under the sunlight's beams. Each ripple reminds me of love's fleeting hold, of stories we shared that are now untold. I remember the warmth of his gentle hands, the way he could silence life's demands. Yet even that warmth cannot confine the truth that he no longer calls me mine. Anger and sadness still burn like fire, but beneath the ash there grows desire. A yearning for life that belongs to me, a vision of what I might yet be. I write in my journal, words unrestrained, pouring my sorrow unashamed, unchained. I am alive, I whisper, though love has fled, though he has sent me a message that fills me with dread. And in that whisper, a seed is sown, a glimmer of strength I have always known. For love may leave and hearts may break, but I am the life I myself will make. The evening comes, gentle and mild, softly embracing the wounded child. I see in the stars not the pain of loss, but the promise that life remains my boss. He may have sent a message to tear me apart, but I hold still the compass of my heart. I walk forward, uncertain, afraid, yet with each step my courage is laid, and though tears may fall when memories surge, I feel within me a steadying urge to rise, to live, to feel, to see that the world still holds wonders for me. The moon rises slowly, silver and pale, casting its light like a soft, tender veil. I walk alone where we once ran, tracing the echoes of who I am. The grass still remembers the weight of our feet, the laughter that once made the world complete. Now it whispers only in hushed, quiet tones, a testament to love now turned to stones. I recall the nights we stayed awake, talking of dreams we swore we'd make. Now those dreams feel fragile, torn, yet I clutch them gently, though love is shorn. Each star in the sky seems distant, aloof, yet offers a comfort beneath its roof, a silent reminder that life moves on, even when the heart feels battered and withdrawn. I write his name in the fog on the glass, watching it fade as moments pass. It disappears slowly, yet I understand. Some things are not ours to command. Anger simmers like a quiet fire, a reflection of lost, unmet desire. But beneath it, a softer truth grows, a realization the heart already knows. He has sent me a message, cruel and bare. Yet I am learning to breathe the air, to take each step, uncertain, afraid, yet unafraid to face the choices I've made. I remember his smile, his gentle tone, the way he could make a crowded room feel like home. And though he says he no longer cares, I am learning to release the snares. Tears fall silently, tracing my face, but they water the garden of my inner space. For grief is a river and sorrow a sea, yet even the deepest waters can set you free. I speak to the night softly and say, I will endure, come what may. Though love has left me, I remain whole, a keeper of dreams, a guard of my soul. And in that vow a flame is lit, a spark of courage I will never quit. He may have sent a message to tear me apart, but I hold the compass of my own heart. The dawn arrives with trembling light, soft as a whisper, gentle and bright. I sit by the window, breathing slow, learning to welcome the day's warm glow. The shadows retreat, though some still stay, lingering ghosts that won't fade away. His message repeats in the back of my mind, a cruel reminder of love left behind. Yet something within me begins to shift, a tender awareness, subtle and swift, that though he has broken a part of me, another part rises, yearning to be free. I walk through the garden where flowers bloom, a stark contrast to my inner gloom. But even in sorrow, beauty survives, teaching me softly that hope still thrives. The petals glisten with morning dew, like teardrops shed for something true. I touch them lightly and in their grace. I feel my heartbeat steady its pace. I remember the day he held my hand, promising love like the ocean and sand. Now that ocean is barren and cold, its once vivid stories no longer told. But the sand remains, warm under my feet, grounding me gently with each rhythmic beat. It whispers a truth I'm learning to see, that healing begins when I choose me. I sit on a bench beneath a tree, where we carved our names in childish glee. The bark still holds our memory tight, even as love has taken its flight. I trace the letters worn and old, feeling emotions both tender and bold. A mix of sorrow and gratitude blend, for even heartbreak can guide and mend. His message echoes harsh and clear, but loses its power with each passing year. For time will dull the sharpest pain, and broken hearts can rise again. I stand from the bench ready to go, carrying lessons from joy and woe. I whisper to the breeze, gentle and true, I am more than the words he threw. And the wind responds with a quiet sigh. as if assuring me I will learn to fly. He may have sent a message to shatter my heart, but he cannot dictate my brand new start. The evening drapes itself across the sky, a velvet curtain where daylights die. I sit in the quiet, a fragile form, learning to breathe outside the storm. The colors fade to twilight blue, a calming shade I never knew. I let my thoughts drift far and wide, like restless waves on an endless tide. His message still lingers in my mind's dim space, a ghostly whisper I can't erase. But each time it echoes, its sharpness dulls, as healing slowly fills the hulls. I remember the nights he held me close, the way he said I meant the most. And now those words feel strange and far, like distant light from a dying star. The world keeps turning, steady and slow, even when hearts refuse to grow. I watch as the sky softens its hue, and realize life holds beauty too. I walk through my room with gentle care, touching the remnants he left there. A book, a bracelet, a faded note, artifacts from a love once afloat. Each piece tells a story, tender and true, of moments cherished and pain that grew. I place them gently in a hidden drawer, a resting place for what hurts no more. For I have learned something in these days. That love can vanish in countless ways, yet strength arrives when we least expect. A soft resilience we learn to protect. I sit by the window watching the night, letting my spirit regain its light. His message no longer owns my breath, for I've walked through sorrow, shadow, and death. And in that walk I found my flame, a burning truth I now proclaim. That no message, no wound, no broken plea can take away my destiny. He may have said he doesn't care, but I am rising through the thinning air. Piece by piece I reclaim my name, untouched by rejection, guilt, or blame. Tonight I whisper a promise so true, not for him, but for the heart I outgrew. I will love myself in ways he never knew. I will bloom where I was once torn in two, and the night in its silence seems to agree. I am more than his message. I am finally free. Morning returns with a gentle sigh, painting gold across the open sky. I wake with a heaviness deep in my chest, but also a softness learning to rest. The world outside hums quiet and low, a tender rhythm, steady and slow. I rise from my bed, still fragile, still sore, yet stronger than I was before. His message flickers in memory's haze, a shadow caught in sunlight's gaze. No longer a storm that tears me apart, just a fading ache inside my heart. I tie my hair and wash my face, searching for strength in this lonely space. My reflection stares back, tired but true, a version of me he never knew. I step outside where the day feels warm, a tender calm after love's brutal storm. Birds sing softly in branches above, reminding me life continues to love. I walk the path we once walked side by side, where joy once bloomed with effortless pride. Yet now my steps feel different, new, belonging not to us but only to me too. I pause at the lake where memories sleep, where laughter once rippled the water deep. Now the surface reflects my shifting soul, a heart once broken now learning to be whole. I toss a pebble into the glassy tide, watching the circles ripple wide. Just like the message that caused me pain, its echo grows weaker, then fades again. I sit for a moment and close my eyes, feeling the warmth of the morning rise. I whisper softly into the air, I am healing even if life's unfair. The breeze brushes past, light and free, as if saying, you were meant to be, not trapped in love that chose to depart, but blooming again in your own quiet heart. He may have written that he does not care, but I am breathing a different air, one filled with promise, fragile but true, a space where I can begin anew. I stand once more with steady grace, a softness returning to my face. For though his message wounded me so, I am learning to release, to let go. And in that release, something shifts inside, a gentle courage I no longer hide. I walk forward, step by step, not looking back, not feeling regret. For the story of me is vast and long, beyond his message, beyond being strong. I am a soul still learning to rise, holding the dawn in tender eyes. The afternoon sun rests warm on my skin, a gentle reminder of life's quiet begin. I sit beneath a tree with sprawling shade, thinking of the choices I never made. His message once thundered loud in my mind, a storm of words cruel and unkind. But now it echoes softer, thin, a fading whisper I won't let win. I pick up a leaf fallen to the ground, fragile, golden, perfectly sound. It teaches me lightly with its delicate fall, that nothing ends without touching all. I remember the days he filled with light, the way he soothed my deepest fright. And though those moments still sting my soul, I'm learning again what it means to be whole. A child runs past me, laughter bright, breaking through my lingering night. For a moment I smile, surprised and true, realizing joy still knows what to do. The world continues in its steady dance, offering new beginnings at every chance. And though my heart was shattered and bruised, not all hope is lost or refused. I breathe in deeply, slow and long, feeling a shift, subtle and strong, the kind of strength that grows unseen in places where hearts have never been. His message tried to define my fate, but I refused to carry its weight. For I am still here dreaming anew, untouched by the shadows he once threw. I rise from the grass with a steadier stride, feeling the world no longer collide against my chest with unbearable pain. Instead, offering space for new terrain, I walk through the field where the sunlight spills, where golden waves roll over the hills. Each step is quiet, gentle, and free, revealing new layers of who I can be. I pause to watch a butterfly soar, its wings trembling, then rising once more. And I realize gently with growing grace, healing takes time, but it will take place. I touch my heart, worn but alive, grateful it still knows how to survive. For even broken, it beats with fire, a quiet, unstoppable, burning desire. He told me he doesn't love me at all, but I refuse to crumble, refuse to fall, for his message, cold as winter's air, cannot erase the love I still bear. Not for him, but for myself, new and rare. I turn toward home with a newfound calm, as if my soul has found its balm. Every step whispers what I've come to see. I am moving forward, toward a stronger me. And tonight, as the sky turns quiet, and the moon hides its wounded face, I feel the weight of everything. I never said, everything I wished you felt, everything I tried to bury, but it rises again, stronger than before. Because the truth is simple. I loved you more than my pride, more than my sleep, more than the beating of my own heart. And losing you was not like losing a person. It was like losing a whole world. I built inside myself just to feel alive. I walk through memories as if they are haunted rooms, touching walls that still echo your name, your smile, your soft goodbyes, your fading promises. Every corner I turn feels like a place where you once stood, where your laughter lived, where your shadow danced. Before you learned to disappear from me, I whisper to the night, not hoping you will hear, but hoping the pain will soften, even if for a breath. But love like this does not soften, it tightens, pulls, burns, and refuses to let go. I ask myself, was I not enough? And the silence answers, with 1,000 knives. Maybe love is cruel when it chooses the wrong time. Maybe fate laughs when hearts break. Maybe we are stories, written with tears, before we even learn how to speak. Yet even now, even after everything, I look at the sky and imagine your eyes, soft, tired, filled with oceans. I still want to drown in, even if you are not mine, even if you belong to someone else, even if destiny has closed every door I once dreamed through. My heart still calls you by the name, only I used the name the world will never hear, the name made from longing, woven from devotion, carved from pain. Because loving you was not a chapter, it was a lifetime, and forgetting you is not a choice, it is an impossible task. The universe assigned me, knowing I would fail. So let me break, let me bleed, let me ache, in the silence you left behind. For even in the ashes of all that I lost, your memory burns like a final, beautiful, unreachable sunrise. The night grows deeper, and with every passing minute, I feel myself sinking into the places where your absence is loudest. It is strange how someone can leave, yet their presence stays, like perfume trapped in the wind, like fingerprints on the soul, like a shadow that refuses to understand the meaning of goodbye. I close my eyes, just to see you again. I open them, just to feel the emptiness you left in your place. I walk through my mind, searching for the moment. You slipped away. Was it a single second? A slow fading? A quiet distance? I didn't recognize. Until it swallowed everything? Sometimes I think love is not stolen. It simply dies, in small pieces, so quietly. You don't hear the funeral until the ground beneath you is nothing but grief. And yet, my heart still beats, as if you're coming back, as if the door will open, and the universe will rewind to the time when your eyes still held my name like a promise. But wishes fade, dreams dissolve, reality arrives. With cold hands and sharp truths, you are gone. But your memory remains, soft, dangerous, beautiful enough to break me again every time I breathe. I ask the heavens why they gave me love, only to take it away. Why they let me feel the warmth of your soul, only to drag me into winters I was never prepared for. But maybe some hearts are meant to suffer, to love deeply, to lose painfully, to rise slowly, to heal never fully. Maybe I am one of them. Still, I carry pieces of you, your laughter, your silence, your tenderness, your betrayal, your distance, your memory, as if they are stars I cannot turn off. I whisper your name into the darkness, even though I know you will not answer, even though I know you belong to someone else now, even though I know my heart is bleeding for a future that was never mine. Yet somehow, loving you still feels like breathing. Painful, necessary, unavoidable. And so I hold your ghost gently, as if it were a living thing, as if it could still love me back. Tonight the silence feels heavier than any truth you ever told me. It sits beside me, like an unwanted guest, reminding me of every moment I wished you had stayed, every word I wished you had said, every love you refused to give. I try to breathe, but the air tastes like memories, the kind that burn, the kind that ache, the kind that refuse to fade. Even when you beg them to leave, your message still lingers. In my mind, sharp as the stars, piercing the night sky. He doesn't love you. Cruel words. Simple words. Words strong enough to break the sky inside my heart. I look at the moon and wonder if it ever felt the way I feel. Full one moment, empty the next, losing pieces of itself for reasons it cannot control. My heart is a battlefield where your memory and my worth fight every night. Some nights you win. Other nights, I manage to stand. But tonight, I am tired of being brave. I am tired of pretending loss doesn't hurt, that betrayal doesn't cut, that I am stronger than the pain you left behind. I sit beside my window, watching the distant lights of a world still moving without you, a world that does not pause, for broken hearts, for shattered hopes, for quiet tears that fall without sound. I think about the nights you used to hold me close, your heartbeat steady, your warmth real. Now the cold touches me with a familiarity that frightens me. How quickly love becomes a stranger. I whisper to myself, because you no longer listen. I deserved more. And even though my voice trembles, it is the most honest thing I've said in a long time. I deserved love that didn't disappear in the dark. I deserved promises that didn't break. The moment someone else smiled at you, I deserved a heart that knew how to stay. But you were made of departure. You were made of distance. You were made of endings that looked like beginnings until they weren't. Still, some part of me loves you, not the you became, but the you I thought you were, the one who never existed, except in the corners of my hopeful heart. And maybe that's the real tragedy. I wasn't in love with you. I was in love with the dream of you, the version of you that held me gently, spoke softly, and never said those cruel words that destroyed my world. But now, I stand in the ruins of my own illusions, learning slowly, painfully, how to live again.